Welcome back, Ravens fans. This is your host, Alex Vargas. You are listening to Visitor Parking. We have a Ravens-Steelers matchup here in 2026. This one's for all the marbles. You cannot tell me that Vegas did not rig this game for everyone. Man, oh man, I am so excited. Derrick Henry put up not 2, not 3, but 4 touchdowns this past week. Why have we not been giving this man the rock? Why have we not been giving this man to Jesus? Every game, this guy has played his lights out. Every time he gets the ball 25 plus times. We didn't give it to him 25 times this game. No sirree, Bob. We gave Derrick Henry the ball 36 times this game, Baltimore. If you want the keys to winning this game, run, pass. Here's what this game did. This showed me that the Baltimore Ravens are a Super Bowl contending team when the offensive line chooses to block well and Derrick Henry chooses to run the ball, a.k.a. John Harbaugh. I'm going to need you to step up and let the players play. John, I'm going to need you to let the boys play football. John, these are football players. Derrick Henry is from Alabama. Alabama does. And we had one hell of a game this past week. We beat the Green Bay Packers at their house in Lambeau Field. Zay Flowers did the Lambeau leap. We had Derrick Henry running the ball not once, not twice, not 3 times, but 4 touchdowns in Lambeau Field, the Tundra. We've had a lot of press about Lamar Jackson this week. We've had a lot of storylines about the coach. We've had a lot of storylines about the Ravens ownership. They have been talking divorce. Lamar Jackson will be playing. Surprisingly, he's not hurt. He was hurt, and now he's not hurt. He found out that they were going to be in the playoffs, and now he is not hurt anymore. He actually, I've never seen someone's back come back from a contusion so easily as Lamar Jackson just bounced back. I mean, they showed a practice video of him and Tyler Huntley getting on the practice field, and man, Lamar looks spry as a chicken, man. He was out there. He was like that lay flop. He was like, playoffs? You said playoffs? So Lamar will be back out there for Game 7. I keep wanting to call these Game 7s, even though they're not Game 7s. I guess that'd be too much. Here's a debate. Is winning an NFL Super Bowl harder than winning an NBA championship? I want to know from you guys, in my opinion, I've never played basketball well, so I can't even imagine what it's like. I can just pick up when I go to Lifetime or Sport and Health when I play those games and I see how competitive those guys get. I can only imagine that winning 7 championships is hard, but it's a different way. They're kind of it's bobbing and weaving, whereas football, you're getting hit by Mack trucks. You're playing outside in the freezing cold tundra at times. So it's kind of hard for me to believe that basketball is in any way, shape, or form easier than football. I get it, the pace is a bit different, so you can't really compare the two fairly in that respect. But I was just having this debate with a friend of mine because Alex Earl was outspotted with Tom Brady. Tom Brady has won 7 Super Bowls. I believe Michael Jordan only won 6 NBA championships. Therefore, that makes him better than Michael Jordan. I'm not saying anything about that. I'm not going to get into that debate on this one, but I did want to hear from you guys. What is going on with Lamar Jackson? Was he hurt? Was he not hurt? Does he care? He came out in the media and said he cared, but I think that was a good move on their PR team because I had never seen such fast media coverage over a loss than the Baltimore Ravens had on Thanksgiving. We pretty much swarmed them, and then after we lost to the Patriots, man, I was at that game, and to see Lamar Jackson go out like that, it was hard to watch. And what I believe in my heart of hearts is that Lamar does love football. Lamar loves the game of football. I think at some point in your life, from your 20s to your 30s, whether you have a job in corporate America or a job in football playing, underwater basket weaving, whatever it may be, you're going to get disillusioned with it. You've been doing it your whole life. It's some, for the football guys, they've been training their whole lives. They get to 20, 30 years old. Guess what? Lamar made $200 million fully guaranteed. I think close to 300. He's got a contract year coming up. He does not want to get hurt before that contract year. He's seen so many quarterbacks left out in the dust after they tear their knee or they can never quite get it back. So I don't blame him for wanting to sit out, especially if their team is going the way it was. But it reminded me a lot of Petey from Remember the Titans when, he's like, yeah, I'm scared, coach. I can't do it. I can't do it. He just kind of quit on the team. And I can't stand quitters. So Lamar, as much as I love you, man, I believe you were hurt. But I also grew up and I saw the kid in football or gym class who was kind of faking an injury. And if the back brace fits, my friend, looked like you might have been faking it. But here's your chance to make up for it. If you can go out there on Sunday night, win us a championship, win us the AFC North, all is forgiven, amigo. All good up in Guadalajara, baby. You come or leave, you stay or go, I don't care. But you deserve a Super Bowl. The Ravens Nation, Flock Nation, we deserve a Super Bowl again. I think this would be one hell of a season if we were to be able to come back from the adversity that we faced this year and win a Super Bowl. This would probably be my favorite Super Bowl. I mean, you go back to the 2012 Ravens. We had Ray Lewis and Ed Reed, aging Lions, and Joe Flacco in his prime. It was a great team, but I do remember they had to squeak in. I mean, Jacoby Jones had that 75-yard bomb down the field. The defender fell backwards. Jacoby caught it. He was wide open, barely any time left on the clock. He scores, puts us up. I mean, what a game we had to come back against Denver. But what we faced this season was a total internal battle of faith. The Ravens destroyed the Ravens this year. I'm talking offensive guard penalties. I'm talking missed blocked. I'm talking fumbles. Receiving nightmares. Zay Flowers trying to be our WR1. We're trying to throw the ball 25, 30 times a game when we were up. Coming out, we should have been undefeated for the first 10 games, but we lost crazy comeback leads. So that tells me when you can't hold a lead, when you can't maintain a 10, 15-point lead against these tier top teams, I watched Flacco do it, and we played against quarterbacks like Peyton Manning and Tom Brady, real elite QBs. And I'm just saying, for us not to be able to hold on to these leads like we did throughout the season, that's up here. That's a mental problem, and that's a heart problem. Beginning of the season, everybody got their grills out. We have, our star-studded team. I'm all for the culture. I don't understand the grills, but I get it. I guess if I was out there, I'd be, probably wearing a headband or something, maybe some wristwatch swag. I'd put on my Apple Watch or something out in the games. But I didn't understand it. I didn't understand the grills, Lamar. I didn't understand it from Zay. But if we could come back from the season that we've had after the adversity that we faced, man, wouldn't that just be something? So I'm looking to run the ball. Here's what happens when you run the ball in Baltimore, in any football game. I did this in Madden the other day, and just as a thought experiment, when you run the ball 20-plus times a game, 30-plus times a game, here's what happens with the line. The line starts to crowd the line. The line of here's what happens with the line of scrimmage. All the defenders, boop, boop, all the defenders start to line up on the line. Cornerbacks come in, the safeties creep up. So what does that give way to? That gives way to the play action, the deep ball, that gives you more one-on-ones that we've been looking for all season. And I think football is easy, but our coaching staff really just outsmarted themselves this year. Let's not put Derrick Henry in the game and let's run the ball. They'll never expect it. No, they're hoping that you do that. Okay, let's take Derrick Henry back in the game, but let's pass the ball. Oh, that's a good idea. No, it's not a good idea. If you have Derrick Henry in the game, run the ball. Derrick Henry should never come out of that fucking game I don't care if he is there as a distraction on the outside, the inside. Keep Derrick Henry in that game the whole time. Get Isaiah Likely back involved. Get Zay Flowers the ball only a couple times a game. Zay does not need 15 looks. Give him 4 good looks. He'll get a touchdown, maybe a 30-yard break. I want to see DeAndre Hopkins. Oh, I'm waiting for a D-Hop touchdown so badly. Here's what we have on our side. Aaron Rodgers, Father Time. He's dying. He's getting older every day. I could, like, against the Browns, I get it. He didn't want to get broken by Myles Garrett. But guess what? We blitzed this guy all night with Kyle Hamilton. And who the fuck is that new guy we got? Tre'Davious Jones or something? He is so good. I saw him in person. I was front row. He's a monster, dude. I'm so excited. Our defense, we're going to blitz all fucking night, baby. Aaron Rodgers is about to be... We're about to go get the damn Steelers, and we're going to get them. We're going to run the ball, and we're going to crush their hopes. Sorry you had to see that. We're going to play really, really good defense. I am so excited. I have to go to my in-laws' house again this weekend. They do 2 Christmases, not 1 Christmas. They're Catholic, so they basically have 150 holidays throughout the year, and they can kind of choose which ones to celebrate. My wife's family chooses to celebrate them all. So I'm excited. I got second Christmas coming up. Unfortunately, it is on Sunday, so I will have to drive separately to make sure I can catch the game. But I hope everybody had a happy New Year's, man. We're in 2026. Can you believe it? The Ravens are playing the Steelers. It doesn't get sweeter than this. We are going to win this Sunday. There's a couple other things that I have forgot to mention. I'll be doing a YouTube vlog, which you can find on my channel, and going to get that up hopefully this week. And I'm just kind of riding the trends right now, man. Baltimore Ravens, as long as we have Baltimore football to talk about, I will be discussing Lamar Jackson. We're going to do a quick segment on racism. Just kidding. But we are going to talk about the black quarterback. It is no surprise to me. I am inside the white people's camp. So as a white, I understand racism. I've seen it from friends, colleagues, enemies. I get racism does exist. It does exist. It exists today. And when you come across the line and see that your brother is actually the same as you in a lot of ways, just because maybe, your friend is black and he could dunk a basketball doesn't make him better than you. Just because your white friend, can't play sports, but, is doing well off, doesn't make him better than you. Everybody struggles with the same problems. Everybody has insecurities. Everybody's unconfident. Everybody deals with relationship drama. We're all the same deep down. But when it comes to racism in the NFL, there are some serious issues with NFL ownership disagreeing with players' rights and their health and safety. And I also think that the black quarterback gets a lot of pressure that the white quarterbacks do not receive. Josh Allen, take the league's golden boy. Looks like the guy from Guardians of the Galaxy, Chris Pratt. I mean, when Josh Allen has a bad game, the Buffalo Bills are front and center of the media taking that. Josh is at the helm looking like Julius Caesar who can do no wrong. But you get a black quarterback like Lamar Jackson or Shedeur Sanders, I'm getting debates on if we should even have him in Baltimore. And it's been 1 year. And these qualified ESPN analysts are out there saying fire Lamar. I don't understand it. I don't think that Patrick Mahomes gets that much pressure. I don't think that Josh Allen gets nearly the amount of stress that Lamar Jackson gets. They're just like, he's a Bill for life. As soon as they found him in Wyoming, they're like, you're done. You're a Bill forever. Lamar Jackson, he comes in with the grills on his mouth. He's from South Florida. He gets up and I get it. He's in the locker room. he doesn't speak too great in terms of like, yeah, man, we good to good. He has a deep South Florida accent. I met him a couple of times. When I met him in Turks and Caicos, like all he said to me, like we had like a 20-minute conversation. He said, for show. Yeah, for sure. I got you, dog. He's got that raspy voice. But I think when you get that on the media, it's just like the halftime Super Bowl show that was all hip hop. They did not want to do a hip hop halftime show. They have done rock and roll for years. They've done pop. They didn't want to do hip hop, but they did it. Oh my God. The hate that the hip hop ceremony got, even though I thought that was one of the coolest ones when 50 Cent came down. Anyway, I digress. What I'm saying is that the black quarterback gets an unfair amount of scrutiny on them. Whether you want to call it systemic racism, just racism in general, whatever it is, it's there. And as a white person in that camp, I think it's really, really sad that we're in 2026 now, and we're still having to deal with this double standard of Lamar Jacksons and Shadur Sanders and other quarterbacks like this. And I loved Lamar when he came into the league. Like, I still love him. I'm just, like, when I go on him, like, I was on here going on Lamar the other day, it's because I saw a man quit on the football team. I saw him very upset with our ownership. I saw facial expressions that were very unbecoming of a champion. Facial expressions that I wouldn't see Patrick Mahomes making against his coach. Like, I'd see him getting frustrated, but I see a lot more love from Patrick Mahomes, even when things are down over there in Kansas City. I see a lot more camaraderie. I think Lamar does tend to get a little more defeated than others, but also look how much stress Lamar is under. Look at the media pressure. Look at even when Lamar plays in multiple AFC championship games, multiple AFC North championships, multiple division round championships. Every time Lamar wins, they critique. Every time Josh Allen wins, they predict the centuries of greatness. So the difference between the two, I've experienced a little bit of that myself in terms of being a rich kid who had advantages. You don't get the same amount of press as like somebody who grew up poor, somebody who grew up from rags to riches. And I think with Lamar, you see his natural talent from somebody who's never played sports. I played a lot of sports, so I was very good at football. But I'm talking about other whites or billionaire owners or people in general who just talk about him who've never played football before. They see a guy like Shador and Lamar, and they're almost like, well, he's so talented. He's expected to do that. Of course, he runs a 4.1, 4.2. Like, he should be able to do that. Why can't he throw a ball better? Why can't he do this better? So it's like, when I grew up and I'm trying to like succeed in my career and become, create wealth. People aren't exactly cheering you on at that stage. They're like, well, you're already talented. Like, you already have it. You already had it. So it's expected of you. Like, why don't you do this better? Why don't you stay in more? Why don't you do like, so I think with Lamar Jackson and black athletes, they get a lot of that from the outside where it's like, you're already so athletic. We expect you to do well. Whereas you take a guy like fucking Josh Allen and he's like the great white hope. They're like, whoa, he's 6'7" and he can run and he's white. Cool. I want my autograph signed by that guy. But then Lamar comes to practice with a sleeve of tattoos on both arms, his big truss, this culture that is kind of fairly new to white people, like, the do-rags, the afros, just natural black hairstyles, is seen in the media. And you look at our president, they just call them thugs. They just they go right to discriminatory talk. The grills in his teeth, the diamond chains, like all this stuff that's culture that he's chosen, like that he grew up on. Like, why does he get blamed for that? Just because he's a black quarterback? And franchise-wise, like, they just don't want to make that the center. I think that's really where the racism comes from. It's more on the front office. They're like, how the white guys up in the marketing division or whatever, they're like, how are we going to market this? Did you see his grills? What did he say? Did you see that picture? He looked really high at the gas station. Like, how are we going to market this guy? And then you got Josh Allen over there who's dating this beautiful actress. You know, he's in the backyard playing with his kids and his puppy. And that is the America that they want to see. They don't want to see a young kid from Pompano who struggled, had friends die. Like, you lived in this life where it was very hard in Pompano. Like, people don't want to associate gangs and violence and like all this other stuff that where kids grew up in these areas where it's like it was not a given to grow older in some of these territories in Florida. Like, it was not a given to make it out and get to the NFL. The struggles that these kids have had to overcome, to acknowledge their struggle, you would also have to acknowledge systemic racism. And I think that's what's kind of hard. We don't want to acknowledge like the poverty they come from and why that poverty existed in the first place. And we'd have to go all the way back. I'd have to teach you about segregation. I'd have to teach you about, a wage difference and civil rights and how recent all of that was. But to acknowledge that would mean you'd have to acknowledge a whole lot of stuff as a white. So I understand where they're coming from, but I just want to tell you, Lamar, I love you. I hope you have a great game. I bless you. Many blessings. You don't remember me. You probably do. We've met like 3 different times. I've told the story before, but, I hope all is well, man. And that back looks fine. So just get out there and play your fucking ass off for the fucking city. Let's get this fucking Super Bowl, baby. Let's get this Super Bowl, man. Lamar Jackson on 3. 1, 2, 3. Lamar Jackson. Baltimore, here we go, baby. Go, go. You're listening to the Visitor Parking Podcast, Ravens episode special, episode 53. We'll see you guys after Sunday. Happy New Year. I hope everybody had a great week. I will be back on probably to talk about my vacation another time, but we'll save that for another date.